Looking at the quizzes, I haven't graded them yet. One of the biggest holes that I saw is division, and in particular long division. Some of you had no idea how to do it. So if I had a problem, let's just do something simple here. How about 225 divided by 10? You guys didn't even know how to, well, some of you didn't even know how to set it up. And so just be quiet and listen. So I'm going to put 225 in here. This should look familiar. And I'm dividing it by 10. And so Miss Scott, the first thing I ask myself is, does 10 fit into 2?
No.
It does not. I'm asking Miss Scott, not anybody else. And does 10 fit into 22, Miss Scott?
Yes.
It does. How many times?
I'm not sure.
Count by tens.
2.
2 times. That's exactly right. So then you would put the 2 right here, and it's really important to keep things lined up when you do long division. And 2 times 10 is 20. And I'm subtracting that. And 20 from 22 is 2 left over. But we're not done. We have a 5 we have to deal with. So I bring down the 5. Whoops. And the next question is, Miss Ryan, how many times does 10 fit into 25? 2 times. 2 times 10 is 20. Again, we're subtracting. What's left over? A 5. Okay, now, I heard a couple of you ask, well, what do you do? And I don't know if you guys, hang on, I don't know if you were taught this in 5th grade or not. It is something, I taught 5th grade for 4 years, and it is something I teach my students. When I write, hang on, when I write a number, let's say I write the number 17, where's the decimal?
Behind the 7.
It's right here. When I write a number, do I always put the decimal? A whole number?
No.
How about 123? Where's the decimal?
Behind the 3.
Is it necessary that I put the decimal there? No. How about 1,427? Do I need the decimal? No, you guys know what it is. What if I wrote 172,468,011? Where's the decimal? It's right there. Do I need to put the decimal? No. But when we are dealing with division, it's important to keep track of the decimal. And in this case, where was the decimal in 225? It's behind the 5.
You add a 0.
So I'm going to move the decimal straight up. So now it's going to be 22 point something. So I heard somebody say it, you're going to add a 0, so I'll bring down this 0.
My dad taught me that.
Good. I'm glad your dad taught you that. 10 goes into 50 how many times?
5.
Is there anything left over? No, we're done. So 225 divided by 10 is 22.5. Now, some of the problems I'm going to give you, there will be a decimal. And so you've got to keep track of that. Most of the problems I give you, there is not a decimal. In other words, there is not a remainder. Now, back when you guys were like in kindergarten, a long time ago, you would do a division, and if there was something left over, you would put remainder 3, or remainder 2, or remainder 12. Really? Oh, kindergarten? Okay, well, maybe I'm not going back, or going back too far.
We learned this in 4th grade.
Oh, okay, 4th grade. Sorry, my bad. So, but listen, thank you. But in 6th grade, we're kind of done with remainders. That's kind of juvenile. That's for the little kids. Big kids, you guys don't have remainders. You keep dividing it out till you're done. Let's look at another one, a little bit harder. We're not going to use a 10. How about this? How about 748 divided by, well, I don't know, let's do 22. Raise your hand if you think you could do that. Just raise your hand.
That's easy.
Okay, so maybe not quite half the class, a third of the class. Okay. So here's the first thing I'm going to ask myself. Does 22 fit into 7? No. Does 22 fit into 74?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Well, the question is, how many times?
3.
Well, 3 times, so 3 times 22 is what, 66, right? What's 4 times 22?
40. There's 80.
88. So whoever said 3, a couple of you did, that's correct, because 88's too big. 88's bigger than 74. So I'm going to put a 3 right here, and I'm going to put a 66. Pulling the stick. Miss Russell, what's the next thing I do? Mr. Patania, what's the next thing I do?
Subtract 6.
Thank you, subtract. So can I take 6 from 4, Mr. Patania?
No, you'd have to borrow.
Borrow, that becomes a 6, that becomes a 14. What's left over? 6 from 14?
8.
8, nicely done. Okay, so there we go. Miss Russell, back to you. What's the next thing I do? Yeah, bring down the 8. Nicely done, honey. Mr. Patania put up 10 points. Miss Russell put up 10 points. Miss Scott, what's the next thing I do? Shh, I'm asking Miss Scott.
You see if 22 can go into 88.
Exactly. Do you think it does?
Yeah, but 8.
Shh, I'm talking to Miss Scott.
Yes.
Yeah, how many times, honey? 6 times?
No.
Yes, exactly, 4 times. And 4 times 22 happens to be 88. Is there anything left over, Miss Scott? No, there is not. So what's the answer? 22 into 748 is 34. Now, no, I won't say that. I might make things more confusing. Questions on this? Anybody? I can do one more.
I think that will be helpful.
You think that would be helpful if I did one more?
Yeah, I think you should do one that has, you have to put 2.
I think I should do one that I'm going to assign, so maybe you guys will pay a little more attention here. 200, and Mr. Ortweller, you're talking too much. Thank you. 270. Oh, how about divided by 12?
Oh, so this is like our homework?
This is one of the problems I'm going to assign. Okay. Miss Ryan. 12, does it go into 2?
No, it goes into 27.
Yeah, how many times?
Twice.
Twice, what's the number?
24. And then minus is 3.
Good job, nicely done, put up 10 points. Mr. Conyers, what's the next thing I do?
You bring the 0 down.
Yeah, nice. Now what?
You put the 12 in the 30 3 times.
12 into 33 times, so 12 times 3 equals 36. That's not going to work.
Oh, never mind. 2 times 0.
2 times, yeah, good, so it's another 2. So it's 24, now what?
Minus.
I subtract, minus is what like third graders say.
Minus.
So subtract 24 from 30, that would be? Yeah, good, 6. Nicely done, put up 10 points. Next one, Mr. Williams. What's the next thing I do with this one?
On the 6?
Yeah, this is where we are, so we've got a 6.
Minus it? I don't know.
No, we talked about it just about 4 minutes ago.
He said
What's that? What'd you say?
0.
Zero, what do you mean zero? What do I do with the zero? Okay, that's all right, that's all right. Miss Scott, what do I do?
So there's always a decimal point behind the 0.
Yeah, so there's a decimal here, so I got to bring it straight up here. That's important to remember. And so, Miss Scott, what do I do?
You bring down the 0.
I'll bring down the zero that I didn't bother writing at first. Okay, nicely done. Now, put up 10 points. Miss Harley, now what?
You see if 12 can fit into 60 and it fits into 65 times.
5 times, that's right. If you know your times tables, 12 times 5 just happens to be 60, nothing left over. And so there's your answer, 22.5.
Is that an answer for one of ours?
Yeah, I think I said that.
Yeah.
So we'll see if you guys can figure that out. So here's your homework.
Wait, what number was that?
You'll find out if you were paying attention. Number 1 is 5,000 divided by 25 equals. Number 2 is 418 divided by 19 equals. Number 3 is 368 divided by 16 equals. Number 4 is 1,456 divided by 32. Number 5 is 924 divided by 66. Number 6, and there's 8 problems. Number 6 is 924 divided by 84. Number 7, 270 divided by 12. And number 8, the last one, 465 divided by 10 equals. So this is your homework, and we will grade these tomorrow. And you'll have a little bit of time later today to work on these. Shouldn't take you too long.
Wait, what was our homework one?
This is homework.
Write it down. The one that we just.
Well, I don't know. If you wrote it down, you should be able to figure it out.
It's break.
Long division practice. Okay, take a break.